Hey guys, welcome
That
to this
voice scares me.
video. Shut up,
Oh,
Nigel.
no, like that just like it puts me on edge.
Anyways, we're gonna be watching this video for the second time. And we're gonna be watching from the 24th mark.
Rapport and avoid confrontation. He essentially has to tell the subject to knock it off, but in the most passive manner possible.
I can't remember, dude. I can't. Okay, Nick, calm down.
Okay.
You've already been medically cleared. I know what's going to be talked about is difficult, but again, you don't remember your phone number. How long you had the phone? How long have you had the phone?
Just
Nick, the
absolutely
doctor's already
drinking
looked at
water.
you.
Okay.
Okay, you're fine. You're not having any problems at the moment, and you're perfectly fine. So calm your breathing down, all right? And I want to believe certain things that you're going to tell me, but, you know, if we're getting to where you're going to hyperventilate over a phone number, okay? All right.
All right.
So what's your phone number? Huh?
954.
Okay, 954.
The manic episode is somewhat curbed, but the subject is still clearly committed to it.
954 821
2007.
2007.
No. 1007.
1007. And again, going back to what kind it is, do you know if it's an iPhone, a
I
Samsung?
don't know.
How long have you had it? Every kid knows what the phone is, man. I got kids your age.
Ever since my mother died.
I know, I heard about that. That's what I was going to talk about next.
This is a turning point. Cruz's adoptive mother had indeed passed away the year prior from pneumonia. The topic is sympathetic towards himself, and it seems to have stopped the feigned hysteria in its tracks. Compared to his neurotic behavior in the minutes leading up to this moment, he all of a sudden appears calm. He is clearly receptive, and thus responsive, to the cue of compassion when it's directed at himself. The detective recognizes this, and although he said he would talk about the subject's mother next, he instead focuses on it immediately to keep him engaged.
All right. So, but you had since your mom died, how long has your mom passed?
I can't remember, I think.
Okay. This year or
November.
last year?
November.
November? Okay. Okay. When your mom passed, were you living with her?
Yes.
Okay. What city was that?
Parkland.
Parkland?
The subject drops the act and becomes more engaged in the conversation. The detective inquires further about his mother for roughly 3 minutes before shifting the discussion. It focuses mainly on the subject's background, and he first declares that he was depressed for the majority of his childhood. He then reveals his history of drug use, which consists of marijuana and Xanax. After that, he claims to have attempted suicide by alcohol poisoning 2 years ago, but in his own words, was able to sleep it off. He then states that he was employed at the Dollar Tree for the last 2 years working as a cashier.
So you've been able to hold down a job for 2 years. That's pretty good.
Yo!
Isn't that your old job?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right?
Yes.
Other than Dollar Tree, where else did you ever work?
Lawn mowing.
What?
Lawn mowing.
Lawn mowing? Oh, okay. All right. When you tried to kill yourself with alcohol, your mom was still alive. What were you depressed about back then?
Loneliness.
Loneliness?
Loneliness.
Friends? No friends? Or what kind of loneliness? I mean, everybody gets lonely.
Solitude.
Solitude? You don't have a lot of friends?
No.
Okay. Today, when I say today, starting from last night when you went to bed to this morning, did you do any kind of drugs at all? Any Xanax, any marijuana, anything like that? No? Okay.
The subject reveals that he has a biological brother whom he was adopted with. He then claims to have been making $1,200 a month at the Dollar Tree. The discussion now lands on what his aspirations were.
When you weren't depressed, what did you want to be when you got
A
out of
ranger.
a ranger, an army ranger? Did you ever apply, fill out any paperwork to try to go to the army?
I took
Oh
the
shit.
exam.
Okay, why'd you fail?
What,
I was
Nigel?
stupid.
You
They
what?
just remastered
You're
all the
stupid?
old
Okay, you wanna
Assassin's
take it
Creed
again?
games.
I was
Cool.
afraid to take it.
Okay, but you had aspirations to do something with your life.
Can I spend
You wanted to be It's a
$32?
hell of a thing to want to be an Army Ranger.
The discussion moves on to the subject's gun collection, which continues for roughly 4.5 minutes. The attack on the school is yet to be mentioned, but the last gun to now be discussed was his choice of weapon to commit the massacre.
What made you choose out of all the guns to want to buy an AR-15?
Cool looking.
Cool looking. Okay. Now, when you bought it, I mean, it was a legitimate purchase. They gave you a receipt and everything, right? So you bought it legally, right? Did you fill out those forms and everything? Okay, you remember those forms? Okay.
The detective now shifts the topic onto his former high school, the same place he carried out the attack.
Now, 3 years ago when you went to Douglas, and obviously you stopped going there, why'd you stop going there?
My depression worsened.
Your depression worsened, and what was going on? Did you just stop school on your own, or did some incident happen where?
Yes, some incident.
Well, what was the incident that happened?
Fought a kid.
You fought a kid. You remember the kid's name?
Ian.
Ian. And did you guys both get in trouble for the fight, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what did they do? Suspend you?
They suspended me.
Okay. And what happened from there? After you got suspended, you go back to school?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened then? Why'd you stop going there then?
Felt embarrassed.
You felt embarrassed because you got suspended, or you felt embarrassed because of why?
Because of the fight.
Okay. Well, what was embarrassing about the fight? What were you guys fighting over?
Girl.
Girl? Well, what was embarrassing about it? I mean, did Ian get the better of you? Was that what was embarrassing, or he got the better of you? Okay.
He has just provided the state with a solid argument for a motive. Establishing a reason for an offense is critical when dealing with claims of insanity. It can not only indicate premeditation, but also calculated malice in connection to the crime, something considered absent in the mind of the criminally insane. He also asserts that he was lonely and depressed while attending the school, all of which can reinforce the argument that he was exacting revenge upon the community in which he felt ostracized.
Not.
All right, so you go back to school.
Yeah.
What ends up happening?
Can I spend money?
No.
Please.
What are you buying me something?
The new Lego game?
Nigel, no. Nigel, it's a Lego game. You got money.
Exactly.
Don't spend it. You just got the money.
I buy something that's under $10.
Yes, buy something under $10.
Alright.
Happening? You just
What
stopped
if
going
it's
to school
over
after, or
$10?
You got into more
Under
problems?
Yeah,
$10.
more problems.
What was the more problems?
If it's over?
Okay.
Under.
Okay. And this was all while your mom was still
Oh,
alive?
thank you.
Okay.
Not?
Did there come a point in time where you stopped
I'm
going there, or
joking.
they expelled you?
Or I just stopped going, and then
Buy the Harry Potter game.
They
Lego
transferred
game.
you? When they transferred you, was that upsetting to
Bro?
you?
yeah.
Okay.
As we know,
What
the suspect has
game
made
can
the
I buy
claim
under
about hearing a voice
$10?
which he labeled the demon. The detective will now attempt to get a
You know,
detailed
wow, I can
narrative
buy
of
Bendy
these
and the Ink
perceptual
Machine.
disturbances. He will do so by asking a series of open-ended questions and then continuous
Metaphorically
follow-up
speaking, I
questions
could
thereafter.
buy
This will lock
anything.
him into specific claims
Or
about what
technically,
he
I
was
can
hearing.
buy any
The more
game
information
on
he gives away,
the
the less he
Xbox
will
right
be able
now.
to amend later on. And the more questions that are posed, the more likely he is to make contradictions.
I'm
that
just
can be used
saying I
against
have
him.
the ability
suspect
to. I'm
believes
not
this is some
actually
type
gonna
of
buy it.
clinical evaluation for the sake of his own well-being, and this misconception will become
Battle
glaringly
Kid
apparent later
Fortress
on. He, at this moment, is oblivious to the fact he
Peril.
is giving information away that will
Just
be used
die
to cut through his
already?
own defense in years to come.
Here you go to the
Forgot
hospital,
about
the
this.
doctors clear you. And you're talking about demons. What are the demons?
Voices.
Well, tell me about
Monster
it. What are
Prom.
the voices about?
That's weird.
It's another voice, the evil side.
I am bread.
How long has that voice been
Oh,
going
that's a
on?
cool game.
years.
Did you ever tell anybody about the voice? Never? And what does the voice say to you?
Buy the Lego Movie video game. Oh my god.
Burn, kill, destroy what?
Anything.
Okay. But have you ever burned, killed, or destroyed
I
anything?
buy V-Bucks? Oh, I should
What do you
totally buy
burn, kill, or destroy?
V-Bucks.
Burned. Just fire. Set fire.
To
What do you think? Not? Should I buy
Oh, a
V-Bucks?
fire.
Nigel, if
Okay.
you buy V-Bucks, I
I
will
mean,
literally
the voice
divorce
told you
you.
to burn something, you built a fire.
So we
Fire pit.
do have some sort of
What's
connection that's
constructive
beyond
about that?
friendship.
That's what
Alright,
fire
I'll
pits are
keep
made
that
for.
in mind.
What else does
No.
the voice tell you to do that's,
Kill animals.
Yes. Oh, you just said it yourself.
what kind of animals?
Birds.
Birds? Wild birds or people's
Birds.
pets? How do you kill
Wild
them?
birds.
Hear that, guys? Not has a big crush on me.
Wait for
Shut
them,
up.
Kill them.
Oh, can't catch them.
And not wants to kiss.
Out in,
No.
in the
To be
grass.
fair, yeah.
Bird come
To
up.
be fair, I wouldn't mind giving
I'm
them
a
a big
bird lover.
smooch.
There's no way. You can't catch a bird, Holmes.
No, I mean, like,
But why?
Oh, okay. Where's your pelican?
We don't know who watches this.
it broke.
Okay.
Your
All right, so
parents.
voices tell you to hurt animals and
Wait,
start
actually,
fires
does
and
your
fire
parents
pits.
watch this?
I don't
When was
know.
the last time you heard the voice?
Huh. Weird.
What time was it yesterday?
Star Wars, The Clone Wars.
It was at night.
Wow, that's a...
And where were you
I
at?
could buy Sally Face.
You were at
Nigel,
work?
I am watching this
dog.
video and you're not letting
And
me.
what's the voice telling you?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
Hurt people.
To hurt people. Hurt people at Dollar Tree? Or hurt people?
Hurt people in general.
Okay. Doesn't say specifically who? Alright. Can you tell how old the voice is?
My age.
Okay. Do you have a good voice too, or just a bad voice? Is there a voice inside you that says, do good things?
The detective will now start getting confrontational, and the subject's behavior will shift once more in response. You will see him get defensive as he attempts to protect his narrative, and his responses will become much faster. He will even cut the detective off multiple times. Keep in mind that he was barely saying anything at the start of this interrogation.
No?
So it's bad.
Can't be. You held down the job for 2 years. If you were doing things bad, you wouldn't be able to hold the job down for 2 years, right? Okay. I mean, look. Everybody has,
It's me and then my bad side.
I understand. Everybody's got a quote good and bad side. There's
No,
people.
it's a voice. The voice is in here. And it's me. Just regular me. Just trying to be a good person.
Okay.
Set aside his contradicting behavior for a moment and focus solely on his storyline. In his ideal scenario, we are to believe that he was battling these supposed voices and, in his own words, trying to be a good person. Yet he was unable to reveal or seek help for this internal struggle until the very moment of his arrest. It was quite literally the second he was confronted with his comeuppance that his supposed demons came to light. Now that he is in custody, with the atrocities already committed, he is somehow able to maintain control over the force that was previously keeping him silent. But a deleted video that would later be extracted from his phone would tell a very different story.
Hello, my name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. My goal is at least 20 people with an AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds. I think I can get done. Location is Stone Douglas in Parkland, Florida. It's going to be a big event. And when you see me on the news, you'll all know who I am.
There are no signs of perceptual disturbances. There is no anguish, doubt, hesitation, or uncertainty when announcing his intentions. By his own narrative, he claims to have continuously fought against the evil intentions of the voice.
Like,
Yet
okay,
from a
who
visual
records on their
standpoint,
phone?
there is
I'm
no
gonna
conflict
kill
in
some
this video
people.
whatsoever.
I think I'm gonna do it.
Everybody's got a quote.
They're all gonna die, and I think I'm gonna get away. You know, just
The voice is in here.
Stupid.
makes you
idiots.
think. You know.
Just trying to be a good person.
Okay. But obviously, again, when you say it's a voice,
Okay, I'm
it's
sorry.
you. It's
No,
all
it's
you.
true.
What do
The
you mean?
voice is you as well.
What, me
The voice
whistling?
didn't force you to do anything,
Yeah, I
right?
love
No, the
you.
voice is
I
two
mean-
voices. There's one half that's the good and then the bad.
Yeah.
His
You're
rapidly
gonna have to cut
interchanging
that out.
behavior has now gone from catatonic to manic to hallucinatory
You won't?
to now highly attentive and cautious.
Okay, the
Aww.
voice tells me to go to
I
lunch
love you too.
and not pay for my meal, but I pay for my meal because I know that's the right thing to do, right? Okay, let's talk about it. Did the voice didn't tell you to take Uber, right?
Yes, it did.
It did?
Yes.
The voice said take Uber. Did the
voice-
voice?
Devin?
Voice isn't me.
You're the
Oh, I
voice.
realize he's taking a crap.
In here.
Okay, it's in your head.
Yes.
What is it? A male voice or a female voice?
Now.
Male.
The subject was beginning to panic, but the detective dials it in for the time being and switches the discussion back to more trivial matters. It seems that he wants to consult with the investigators outside before maximizing the pressure, and he reestablishes a certain level
A
of trust
pencil
before leaving the
sharpener,
room.
like an electric one.
Let me go back and
Yeah, I got it for $1.
see what everybody's doing as far as what they need
Want me
to
to send you
do.
one?
No, I don't use those type of pencils. You know
No,
that.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
a
So I'm
59-year-old man who's
I
raised
use
3 children.
the pencils
So
of the
that makes me
future.
somewhat of a psychologist.
Mechanical.
You can give me a psychologist.
Ah,
Here.
I can certainly ask.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a
Sorry.
psychologist before?
like whistling. Uh, Pac-Man World Repack. Oh, so it's a Crash
The subject
Bandicoot.
scratches his arm for another 2 minutes. He then switches to a hallucinatory state and appears to be seeing things in the room.
All right. Got some stuff here.
I can buy Cult
The
of the
detective will
Lamb.
once more dismiss the act by pretending to not see it. He will then pose a question to the subject, and the charade will cease immediately.
Do with the water. Well, you put it back over here. You definitely don't want the water, huh?
It's very interesting to observe his facial expressions at the exact moments he abandons fake behavior. These are the very brief junctures in which his true self appears to surface. It's easy to get distracted by the present situation as he sits there in a hospital gown chained to the floor, essentially helpless to the cunning devices being used against him. But in moments like this, we are reminded of what we're actually dealing with. A very short time ago, he was not helpless at all. He was the one preying on the helpless, offering them none of the sympathy nor mercy of which he is now trying to garner for himself.
All right, the schools or the psychologist you want to talk to. Obviously, I would have to tell them what you want to talk to them about. So, what exactly do you want me to ask them, or why do you want to talk to a psychologist?
Find out what's wrong with me.
Well, what do you think's wrong with you?
I don't know.
The detective in this next segment will attain further information about the supposed voices, only he will no longer have to tread carefully in order to maintain a friendly connection. He will still secure useful information, but also get confrontational as and when he pleases. The risk of frightening the suspect to the point where it stops the interrogation is no longer a concern.
When you hear the voices, are the voices like outside your head or inside your head when you hear them?
Inside.
Okay, so it's not like you don't hear a voice from that corner talking to you. It's inside your head. And is it always the same voice, or is it only one voice?
One voice, same.
And you said it's a man's voice? That's, yeah.
Yes.
Does it sound like anybody you've ever met? Anybody you ever seen on TV? Can you tell, like, by an accent? Is it what kind of, is it an old man, young man, white man,
Young
black?
man.
Young man? About the same age as you think? But it's only one voice you ever hear, right?
Yes.
Do you hear the voice when you're in bed at night sleeping?
Yes.
Do you ever see anything with the voice? Like yeah, like, you know, some people say, oh, I see a person sitting in the corner. You don't see anybody sitting over there, do you? It's just me and you, right? All right. Do you always obey what the voice tells you to do?
I try not to.
Okay. Well, how many, on any given week, how many times do you think you hear the voice? All the time?
Once every day.
Once every day? Morning, afternoon, night? Always the same time?
Usually in the afternoon.
About what time?
11 to 12.
Why do you think it's those hours?
I don't know.
It's always around lunchtime? Now, you talked about demons, and
Yeah.
then you talk about the
Yeah, that's the
voice.
demon. The voice is the demon.
The voice is the demon. So there's not
The
two.
person, whoever it is,
Does it have a name?
no name.
Does it ever say, "Hey, my name's Nick"? Does he use your name or use somebody else's name? Just a voice with no name.
Which is a voice with no name telling me what to do.
Did the voice tell you to buy that AR-15?
Yes.
Did it tell you, "Hey, buy that gun, it looks cool"? Did the AR-15 get picked out because it was similar to the gun that an Army Ranger would carry?
No, it's because of the voice.
What do you think if you didn't buy it, if you say, "Hey, I ain't buying these guns, it's too expensive," what do you think the voice would have done to you? Did you stop talking to you?
Oh, everything behind me.
How would you hurt yourself?
Wow.
You're a cutter?
Cutter.
I mean, when was the last time you cut yourself?
Earlier.
Earlier when?
How long has this video been going on for?
Earlier today?
Oh my
or
gosh,
earlier,
have we been
or were
recording?
you fishing?
Oh my gosh. Hi guys. It's time for the video to end. Okay guys. You guys have a good day. Bye.